How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the PatriotDIY channel. In this video, we're going to be talking about the Yakima OverHaul HD bed rack. Alright guys, this is the Yakima OverHaul HD bed rack. A rack like this can be awesome for hauling items like wood, kayaks, anything like that. You can also mount a ton of accessories and tools to this. This is a super heavy duty bed rack, and there are a lot of things I love about it, but the thing I love the most is the fact that it is compatible with my tonneau cover. The tonneau cover that I have is the American work cover from Truck Covers USA. It's a retractable, heavy-duty bed cover, and I have done a full review on that. If you want to check that out, I'll put a link to that right here at the top of the screen. But one thing that this tonneau cover has is the Yakima T-tracks mounted to it, and that's what's going to allow me to use the bed rack without interfering with the tonneau cover. Now we're going to get in here and take a closer look at this rack and all the features of it. But first, guys, if you haven't done it yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, hit that notification bell, and give us a thumbs up. As always, guys, I will have a link to the Yakima OverHaul HD and the American work cover linked in the description below if you want to get these for yourself. Now, like I said, this rack is compatible with the American work cover from Truck Covers USA, but it is also going to be compatible with several other tonneau covers on the market. Any of them that have this T-track on the side, you should be able to mount the Yakima to it. Now, the standard OverHaul HD, the way it comes, is designed to mount to the rails on the side of your bed. If you do want to attach it to a tonneau cover, you're going to need the additional tonneau kit that is sold separately. Now let's talk a little bit about the rack itself for a minute. Now, Yakima makes a couple different versions of their bed rack. This again is the OverHaul HD, and you'll notice that it is adjustable. So these risers here are able to adjust from 19 inches all the way up to 30 inches. So no matter what your requirements, whether you want it mounted nice and low, or if you wanted to get it high enough to mount ladders and stuff across the top of your cab, you can do all of that with the OverHaul HD. The Yakima also makes the Outpost HD, which sits a little bit shorter and is not adjustable. So if you're looking for that kind of mid-height bed rack and you don't need the ability to adjust it, then the Outpost may be the one for you. But I really like the option to be able to adjust this to any height I need depending on what I'm carrying. This rack is made of a heavy-duty aluminum, so while it is very strong with a great weight rating, it's lightweight, so you're not adding a lot of extra weight to your truck. Now, it's important to note when you buy this kit, all you're getting is the legs, these risers. You get one in each corner. The crossbars up top here are going to be sold separately. The reason for that is because it is compatible with a couple different crossbars and different lengths of crossbars. So depending on your needs, they have a small, medium, large, and extra large length for those crossbars. Depending on the size of your truck and what kind of cargo you plan to carry, you can get the perfect crossbar to work for you. The other thing that you'll see here that is optional is this sidebar. So the way this works, it mounts between your two risers. This is also adjustable depending on the length of your bed. They have it in a small and a large size, and you can adjust it to whatever length you need. Now, I do have an F-250, so this is a large truck, but I have my rack mounted back behind my toolbox. So because of that, I didn't need quite as much length, so I actually went with the small sidebar, and you can see that adjustment here, how it extends to fit whatever your needs are. Now, the rack by itself is very sturdy, but adding that sidebar is definitely going to add a lot of rigidity and a lot of sturdiness to the rack. The weight rating for the OverHaul HD is 500 pounds on-road and 300 pounds off-road. If you're doing some off-roading and things like that where the truck's really moving a lot, it is going to reduce that weight rating, but 500 pounds on-road, 300 pounds off-road. Of course, if you are using the tonneau kit where it's mounted to the tracks rather than to the actual bed of the truck, your weight rating is going to be reduced a little bit, but this thing will still handle pretty much anything you want to throw at it. Now, another thing I love about this rack is that it has this T-track channel everywhere. You have it on both sides of your sidebars and top and bottom of your crossbars. So the number of accessories and stuff that you can mount to this is really endless. Now, Yakima does offer a pretty big line of accessories that you can mount to this T-track, but there are also a lot of aftermarket or accessories from other brands that will work with this style of T-track. You can see here on the end of each of your crossbars, you have a tie down location. Now the bars themselves are a heavy duty aluminum, but the end caps are plastic, so I wouldn't want to put too much of a load on these tie down locations here. But like I said, you can buy other accessories like eyelets and things like that that will mount inside the T-track, and those will be able to take a really heavy load. And the rack mounts to your truck with just 2 bolts on each riser, and one of the best things about this rack is that you can easily remove it and reinstall it simply by removing these 2 bolts on each riser, and it'll raise right off. That could definitely come in handy if you don't always need your bed rack. If you want to be able to take it on and off, Yakima makes it super easy to do that. You'll see here they also provide a couple of locks for this, so you can lock this down and you don't have to worry about somebody coming along and taking your bolts out and stealing your rack. So I think that is a great additional feature that they add. Now, while you do have the ability to add tie-down locations really anywhere on the rack via this T-channel, Yakima does provide one heavy-duty tie-down location on each of your 4 posts. And one really cool feature, these are not just tie-down locations, they're also bottle openers. Now, Yakima also provides all the tools you're going to need to install this. Now, since mine's being mounted to the tracks on my tonneau cover, the first thing I need to do is slide those bolts into the tracks. Now, the base plates they provide are designed so that they can be cut down to fit whatever style of track that you have on your truck. So I'm going to go ahead and cut those down with some heavy-duty scissors. Then we're going to set the mounting plate on top of that and put our risers in place. Then we're going to use the provided hardware to bolt it down. You have 2 different styles of bolt to lock this down to your rail. One is just a standard acorn nut, and they also provide a couple of locks that you can use to lock this to your bed so you don't have to worry about it getting stolen. Now, while you're securing these down, you want to make sure you take plenty of measurements and make sure you get the correct spacing on both sides of your truck. Now, right now at this point, before you get your crossbars on, I will admit that these uprights do feel a little bit flimsy to me, and that scared me a little bit. But rest assured, once you get your crossbars mounted and locked in, and that's going to secure everything and make for a very nice, strong, sturdy fitment. Now, before you put your crossbars on, now would be a good time to go ahead and adjust the height of your risers if you want to adjust those. Now we're ready to install the crossbars. First thing you need to do is take off one of the end caps of the crossbar. You need to slide on the mounting hardware into that T-track, and then put your end cap back on. Now you can go ahead and put your HD crossbars in place, making sure that you get the right spacing on both sides. Now, Yakima makes this very easy because they do have etched in measurements on the bottom of the bar so that you can make sure you have these perfectly centered on your rack. Once you've done that, you're ready to add the hardware and lock them into place. Now, at first I had the large crossbars, and that's what you see me installing here. Those are 68 inches long, but I ultimately decided I didn't like how far they stuck out from the base of the rack, and I ended up switching those out for the medium 60-inch crossbars. That's going to be more than enough room for what I need to mount up here, and I just think it looks a little bit cleaner. Now we can install our adjustable sidebars. Now, there are already pre-drilled holes in each of your 4 risers for your truck rack, and those are going to correspond with the mounting holes on your sidebar. So you just line those up, extend the bar to fit between the risers, and then secure it in place with the provided hardware. And that's all there is to it. All right, guys, now I'm very happy with this bed rack. I've already used it to haul some lumber on top with no issues at all. But I'm really excited to outfit it with some other accessories. A rack like this is great for hauling lumber and kayaks and rooftop tents and things like that. But like I said, it's also good for hauling tools. So you can mount Rotopac's fuel cans, axes, shovels, really anything that's compatible with that T-track. And I'm really excited to get this thing outfitted with a little more gear. As always, guys, I will have a link to the Yakima OverHaul HD as well as the Outpost and the American work cover linked in the description below if you want to get these for yourself. If you have any questions or anything, make sure you let us know in the comment section. And if you haven't seen it yet, we have a brand new subscription service hosted on YouTube. If you choose to join the Patriot DIY community, you're going to get early access to videos. So videos like this will be posted at least 2 weeks in advance for members only before it's released to the public. You also see some behind the scenes things, some discount codes for our build plans and things like that. So if you're interested in joining the Patriot DIY community and helping support the channel while getting some benefits as well, I'll have a link to that in the description. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.